Good afternoon. As I mentioned in a talk which I've previously given, I was going to give a talk at the Russell Coates Art Gallery and Museum in Bournemouth in conjunction with an exhibition which we have put on with them, a joint exhibition called Beyond the Brotherhood, the Pre-Raphaelite Legacy. And in a previous talk I talked about Burne-Jones's Perseus series, but in this talk I'm going to talk a little bit about another painting by Homan Hunt called The Afterglow in Egypt. So I'm going to talk about a painting by Homan Hunt whose dates are 1827 to 1910, and this painting is called The Afterglow in Egypt. It's got an arched top, the painting, and its dimensions are 1,854 by 863 millimeters. It's monogrammed, inscribed and dated in the bottom left, WHH, Memphis 54 to 63, and it's an oil on canvas painting. It was presented by Dr. H.H. Clark to Southampton City Art Gallery in 1946. Hunt began working on this picture at the Pyramids of Giza shortly before the 26th of April 1854. At this point the canvas was approximately half its present size, and the artist concentrated on painting the head of the fellaha and the view across the eastern side of the Nile towards the mountain range of Gebel Mokattam. The only published etching was the Etching Club's 1857 edition, also known as The Abundance of Egypt. In 1862, Hunt had the canvas enlarged and altered in order that the figure should be life-size and full length. The painting was completed between 1860 and 1863 upon his return to England. Hunt experimented with a wet white ground which was renewed daily. In order to ensure the clarity of his colours, he mixed transparent paints on porcelain tablets rather than conventional wooden palettes, enabling him to achieve the brilliance and luminosity which he desired. In the mid-19th century, the pre-Raphaelites, the PRB, revived old techniques of frame making and ornamentation. The frame of this painting was designed by the artist in a pen and ink study for the frame, dating from about 1863. The inlaid pattern of the fret of the cuff of the painting and the way in which the frame is cusped at the top are based on a copy of the Quran, while the more wave-like scroll patterns between the frets are similar to decoration copied from a Cairo mosque. The surface decoration was however modified at some point, and the pomegranate motif at the girl's hip level are of Hunt's creation and refer specifically to Demeter, the Greek goddess of corn, whose other attributes include poppies and sheaves of wheat. The PRBs abandoned stock plaster patterns for original designs carved in oak and other honest materials. So I'm now going to talk to you about another painting that's also called The Afterglow in Egypt, but its dimensions are quite different from the previous painting in Southampton City Art Gallery's collection that I've been talking to you about. It's 820 by 380 millimeters. Again, it's monogrammed in the bottom left with WHH, and again it's oil on canvas, but this time it belongs to the visitors of the Ashmolean Museum. This painting, started in 1860, was initially intended as a compositional study for the full-length Southampton version of The Afterglow in Egypt. Originally, the girl in the Ashmolean version was set in the centre of the composition, in keeping with its conception purely as a study for the larger painting. However, by late 1861, Hunt decided to vary the treatment and was adding a brown and white calf, and the fellaha girl carries a bird cage in place of the sheaf of corn. Problems with overcrowding led to the canvas being extended by 12 millimeters down the right-hand side. Hunt then added the boy and the white calf. The picture was probably finished in November 1863. The linear pattern of the frame was also designed by the artist. The abstract tracery of the roundels is particularly suited to an Arab subject.